Hello and welcome back to another episode of the CQ The Watch Guy podcast with me, CQ The Watch Guy. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. We are back here at DavidSW headquarters in Miami, right outside of the Design District. And yeah, we're back inside. It's spring break, so the sun is shining and the temperatures has shot back up. I think it's in the 80s, it's feeling like 90s to be honest with you. So back inside in the big boy VIP room today to do the podcast for you. And yeah, spring is in full swing and we got some new watches, a lot of great releases out there, a lot of good stuff. But one brand decided to shake up the internet, to shock the world, to pull a Beyonce, and that was Omega, who released a new moon watch. It's being called the Daniel Craig. I'm calling it the Danny Craig. We'll take on the Danny Rick from F1. But a new moon watch, a new Speedmaster Professional has been released with a beautiful white lacquer dial, and it's gorgeous. It's a great piece. I love this watch. It's pretty much the same as all Speedmaster Professionals that have been currently made. The most modern version with the updated master coaxial manual wound movement and a newer tapered bracelet, just with a really gorgeous looking white dial. Now, this isn't the first white dial Speedmaster Professional. You've seen a few different versions. There's been the Project Alaska, so that was 2008, 2009 when those came out. My favorite white dial Speedmaster Professional would definitely be the the Apollo 45th anniversary, which would be the Snoopy 45th. So that would be my favorite white dial. And there's been a few others littered out there. I think there was a Japanese edition as well that people used to convert their black dials to white dials as well. So not a new thing, seeing a white dial Speedmaster out there, right? What's new about this is this being a regular production, non-special production, 42 millimeter sapphire sandwich moon watch in a white dial that you could just go out and get and order. And I think that's amazing. I think for Omega just to give a really nice update to their icon is a really great thing to have such a great accessible piece. It's just a great move for Omega. Swatch as a whole, there are a lot of hem and haw about the moon swatch and the Blancpain swatch things. From me myself, on what was that needed? And I think when you put that all together, I think it was a net positive on getting people into watches, having a fun thing. I think what people didn't like about that is just the ability for people to get their hands on the watches. And, I don't think anybody could predict, the demand of those watches. So I think what Omega's always been great at is when they're releasing core product, even if it's a great looking core product, usually you can get your hands on a non-limited piece, right? Maybe when it first comes out, those first six to 9 months, it's not that easy. You gotta get on a list, you gotta wait a little bit. But usually after the first couple of years, you can go to your local Omega AT or Omega boutique, get your hands on a piece. Again, maybe you gotta wait a little bit, but they're relatively accessible. If you're somebody who travels a lot, you could get into like a duty-free boutique or something like that and jump in and get a watch. So that's why I think it's so important that this is not a limited edition or limited production piece. This is something that's going to go into their normal production catalog. So that means this is something that you should be able to get and be in the main production economy of the brand. And it's just a great looking watch. Again, everything is normal, like your normal moon watch there, your normal sapphire sandwich, and just looking at some nice live pictures of it. Just really great depth there. I'm glad they did a lacquer dial versus a matte finish that we've seen on some of their white dials before, because just the depth that it gives it, especially with some of the angles that as you step down into the counters of the sub dials, and as you go from the markers to the edges of the dial as well, that little bit of a pan effect, I think with the lacquer dial gives it a really great depthness and a nice feel and a good warmth to the dial as well. So I think really great job on this watch by Omega. I think, listen, some people will try to detract from it, and they'll say, hey, we've been asking for this for a long time. This is not something that new. I think the only negative thing you could say is, hey, I wish this came out when moon watches were at the $5,500 price point. But beyond that, I think this is a really great thing because, again, this is something accessible. This is something where you can, I can see a world where, one, I'll definitely get one because, my dreams of getting a Snoopy at retail are, that's gone, but I can get this at retail, right? And now, when I do finally get a Snoopy, that can live in my collection as something that's like an investment grade piece, something that, yeah, I can wear, but now, it can live in a different space where this is a piece I can wear, I can enjoy it, I can beat it up. Every time I nick or scratch it, it's not gonna affect my psyche the same way because I'm not shaving such great amounts of value off of my piece. So I really, really enjoyed that. It's also the piece, when you think about gifting, if you're, a father gifting to a son or a group of friends getting watches, you can buy, sets of these, for your loved ones or your friends or your corporate buddies and things like that. And I love that. I love seeing something that you really enjoy, being able to figure out how to get that, from the brand, or even on the secondary market. Getting these won't be that hard. Even if you say, okay, you're gonna have to pay a little bit of a premium if you want to get them, really early on when they first come to market, things like that. These aren't gonna be pieces that are gonna go 2-3x premium, right? You're gonna pay a little bit of premium just to be, some of the first people to get your hands on it. So that's not a big deal either. So I really like that. Really good move from Omega. I see nothing but positive things. And it's something that a lot of people who are Omega and Speedmaster enthusiasts specifically have been asking for a really, really long time. So I think this is a great way for Omega to start off a new watch season with a bang, a really, really big bang. And, I think I've been saying for a long time that 2024 is going to be a great, great season for watch enthusiasts and watch collectors. And, it's really showing that this is a year that a lot of the brands are really want to put their stamp, like, hey, we're back. Things are back to normal. Things are really, the wheels are turning, and we're showing enthusiasts why you're going to shop with us, why you're sticking, why you're going to stick with us, and why, your dollars deserve to be spent here. And that's what we want, right? We want competition from the brands. We want brands fighting for our dollars because just like in any industry, you get creativity, you get fun things, and as a consumer, you get to enjoy the fruits, man. And this is just a great looking watch. Can't wait for us to get one of these in the metal. So they are releasing it on the metal bracelet, a rubber strap, and this kind of sporty leather, like a racing strap, like a leatherish. What are they calling it? Is it leather, like a leatherette, like a sporty racing leather strap. I always suggest when you see watches like these sold, get it on the bracelet version. Yeah, because on the bracelet version, US dollars 8,100. On the rubber strap, 7,800. Leather strap, 7,800. I always suggest buy it on the bracelet. You can always get the straps later. It tends to work out net a little bit cheaper that way, in my opinion, but get it how you want it. I definitely think these are going to be a really hit. It always seems most of the collectors I've spoken to really enjoy it. And again, at the price point, and not much more to want. In-house movement, master coaxial, not something you're gonna have to service very often, something that's gonna last a long time. Value-wise, we know how Speedmasters do on the market. On the front end, you're gonna lose a little bit, but you trade end user to end user, usually you don't lose too much. You trade to a dealer, you're gonna lose a little bit, but still really good pieces to trade for other things to add to your collection. Value-wise, these are going to do great in terms of staying really stable, and it's going to take quite a long time for you to see a ton of them on the market. And I do think these are pieces that people will buy and keep in their collection just because they're really, really good looking watches. So kudos to Omega for releasing an amazing piece on the collection. Yes, it's just a dial update, and there are a lot of people who are talking, who are praising this watch, but I think it deserves praise, right? Because what's wrong with just an aesthetic update? What more do you want from a moon watch? Right? I don't need you to really. And honestly, Omega has done everything else you could have asked you could have asked from them for a moon watch, right? You wanted a compacts upgraded movement, we have that. You wanted annual calendar, you have that. You want annual calendar moon phase, you have that as well. There's a minute repeater Speedmaster, you have that. It's pretty much they brought back the 321 movements. They've pretty much done everything we've asked for, we've requested, we've thought of for Speedmaster at pretty much every price point you could think of as well. I think this is just a nice treat to enthusiasts. Commercially, it does great for the brand. I don't see anything wrong here. Of course, that's in a dream world. This would be, we'd be back in, 2013, 2014, and this would be a 5K watch, but inflation is not what the world is. But it is something that, hey, you're going to spend 8,100 for it. I don't see this trading at 35 or 4. I don't see you losing your shirt on this by any means, and that is a really, really great thing to say. So to me, it's an easy buy. When I get a chance, definitely a watch I'm buying. And again, it just hits a lot of things, because for me, when you talk about Speedmasters, just like JLC Reversos, it is about which version you're looking for. And to me, this is the version that I've been always waiting for, that I didn't know would exist. And here it is. So again, kudos to Omega. And yeah, just gets you so pumped up for like Watches and Wonders and seeing what other watches are coming out. AP just dropped some heat. I want to take some time and really look at some real life pictures of those APs. With the next episode, we're gonna do a deep dive and talk about those as well. And yeah, so kudos to Omega once again. A lot of congrats there. But such a great watch, something that I wasn't expected. The new Speedmaster Moon Watch in a beautiful white lacquer dial, aka the Daniel Craig. I'm calling it the Danny Craig. I like that. The Danny Craig Speedmaster. All right, so let's move on to some watches of the week. Make sure you always check out the website, DavidSW.com. Hit that new arrivals tab. That is where every morning and evening we upload our new watches, our new stock. We've been getting a really good variety up there, and things move pretty fast as well. So if you check in the morning, make sure you check in the evening, especially if you're looking for something specific. Don't be afraid to message us on the chat as well. Those are live people on the chat. You can hit us up on WhatsApp. Again, you're reaching a live person like myself or one of my colleagues, and we're up in the middle of the night talking watches with folks. So don't be afraid to shoot us a message if you're looking for something specific, or if you saw something in the morning and in the evening it went, shoot us a message. Maybe we have another one that might be posted, or we can maybe source something for you. Again, anybody you communicate with the website, it's all real people, no bots or anything like that, and we're here to help you and just talk watches is what we love to do. So of course, I got to start my watches of the week lineup with the Omega, and of course a beautiful white dial Omega. So we got in another Omega Seamaster Diver 300 Tokyo Olympics 2020 with a beautiful white dial. I believe this is a white ceramic dial on this one. So I like to talk about these because they're just a really good looking Seamaster 300 diver. Love that white dial. Don't see these too often as well. Beautiful white wave dial. And the Tokyo 2020 Olympics were kind of like those ghost Olympics because of everything that was going along there. So I think they also kind of have like a little uniqueness to them as well. Seamaster 300 diver to me is just a great tank, unique bracelet, unique diver watch, just fun, funky piece with the white dial. It just gives you a look you don't really find from the diver 300 pieces. So again, just like the Speedmasters, sometimes you look at a diver 300, you're like, oh, I like that, but I want something that's kind of a little more unique. I don't want to look like the rest of them, and that's when you look at the limited editions. And I love the Tokyo. It just gives you a nice bright looking watch, but something that I can travel with really easy, something I can go to the beach with really easy, but even slide onto a suit, slide onto a dress shirt, and I could still take that and still be, a nice serious watch guy. And I enjoy that very, very much. This one's a full set from June 2021. Excellent condition at $65.75. Really, really great piece, blue ceramic bezel on that one as well. Gives you a nice pop of color without being a loud piece, definitely. Something you should check out if you're looking for something fun for the collection, not gonna break the bank, but something that could stick around for a really long time. Now, moving up the ladder, we have a really cool piece. I haven't seen one of these in a little while. So this is a Cartier Tank MC automatic. So Cartier is the master of shapes. Now, the Tank MC came out quite a while ago, about a decade. This one's from January 2014, so literally a decade ago. So Tank MC, the MC stands for Manufacture Cartier. So you have an in-house movement by Cartier on this piece, and it just has this really unique rectangle tank shape, and I really love this because it's a little bit of a larger watch, and it hugs your wrist in a very unique way, a very Cartier way, and it's just a really fun piece. Gives you all the Cartier design aesthetics that you look for from the brand. Beautiful 18 karat rose gold case, in-house movement. So if you're looking for a unique dress watch, something you're not going to see everywhere, in-house movement, you're a fan of Cartier, but maybe you're looking for something a little bit larger, you don't want something on the dainty side, but you want something that'll stand out a little bit, I think this is a great piece to look at. Not everybody's going to have this on the wrist, and it's a really cool part of modern Cartier history. You know, when you look at the Cartier Tank MC, Cartier caliber to Cartier, there's a lot of pieces there from like 2013 to 2017. There are a lot of models there that don't get really talked about a lot, where they're cool in-house movements from Cartier that you get at really good value, just because they've been producing so many new models these days that you can really circle back now and get some great values. And that is what the Tank MC is. Beautiful rose gold, a little bit more on the dressy side. I love it on this brown strap, but I would put this on a honey gold leather strap or even a suede strap, and it brings it into a little bit more of a casual realm too, and you can really have a lot of fun with this watch. Full set, excellent condition, 12,875, really good price point on this piece. All right, now keeping it in the rectangle family, but a different brand, we have a Patek Philippe 5124G. So this is the second one we've had in a couple weeks. Probably one of my favorite Gondolo pieces from the Patek Philippe brand. Now the Gondolo line is a very unique line because everything in that family or collection, when you in the Patek Philippe brand, looks unlike everything else Patek, right? So you have a rectangular case on this one, rectangular white gold case, a stepped case as well, as you can see. So it has a very unique shape to it, a beautiful salmon coppery dial, which I love so much. Really nice blackened brigade numerals on the dial too. And what I love about this is you get such a unique watch, manual on movement, very interesting piece, but the price point on these are amazing. Full set, box and papers, 21,875. This is the beauty of a Patek right now, is you can get such a great looking watch. Look at this watch. Look at this watch. You get such a great exotic looking watch for under 25,000, made by one of the best brands out there. Come on, you know, it just really, it's such an interesting time in watches right now that you can steal something like this for less of the price, for price less than a Pepsi, for price less than, you know, a lot of things out there. So definitely something where if you've just been dreaming a little bit of something on a letter strap, just take this watch. Just take it. Just take it. Thank me later. Shoot me an email. Shoot me a DM. You know, comment under this video. Say thank you, CQ. Buy me espresso next time you see me. Buy me a drink, and I'll shake your hand, because this is an amazing watch. I love it on this brown strap. Again, just like the Tank MC, have some fun with this watch. Put it on a beautiful, a brown suede. Play with that dial. That dial is amazing. It plays with the light so well. I just think you get such a great, unique watch for the price point, made by Patek, and they make nothing like this today, and nobody really makes anything that looks like this watch for the price point. You just don't get it. You know, to get an entry-level Calatrava these days, you're in the 30s or very close to it. So to get something like this, I think is just a really good example of, you can get a really great watch. You don't have to go into the 90s. You don't have to, maybe this is considered new vintage, the 2008, but you don't have to go too far back to get into a really, really great brand at a great price point. If you're somebody, maybe you want to get something for a business environment, and you've been thinking really hard, you've been, and you've been seeing, 50s, 60s, 70s, but you want to spend something like in the 20s, but still have something that has a lot of punch, a lot of oomph, without being a complicated watch. This watch is a lot of talking, in my opinion, at that price point. I don't know many people who will not look at that watch and really enjoy it and have a great, great time talking to you about it. 5124G, one of the sleepers when you're talking about modern Patek Philippe. Take this watch. It will not last long. Remember I said it because the last one did not last long. Me and John talked about it. It did not last for the video to air when we talked about the last one. Anyways, for the last one of the day, and I say this every video, but last and absolutely not least, we have an amazing, do not know where we found this beauty, a Rolex Daytona 16528, 18 karat yellow gold, amazingly beautiful. Just a moment of silence for this beautiful yellow gold zenith movement Pave diamond dial with emerald markers Daytona. This is a special watch. This is a special watch. I'm a fan of Daytonas. I'm a bigger fan of just special pieces like this, special Daytonas, special Rolex watches from the 90s, from the early 2000s, where, things like these are off catalog pieces. You had to be there. You had to be there at the right time in the right place, or be a very special client to get them. And I love these because, these watches have lived lives, right? These watches have seen things, they have stories that I'll never be able to shock by the watches, but I love to, just kind of imagine the lives they've lived. And this is one of those watches I haven't seen, I think maybe one or two before in my career, and I've been doing it for quite a while. I've seen quite a few pieces. So really special piece, especially in this condition. Excellent condition, full box and papers. This one's from July 2000, so in the millennium. Really fresh, all full yellow gold on the bracelet. Beautiful, beautiful. Full pave diamond dial with just the touches of emeralds on the markers, on some of the arm markers there. And I really love that because I love a good gem setting. I don't like an overpowered gem setting watch, and this is exactly what that is. You get a little bit of your dazzle, you get a little bit of your gem setting, but this doesn't overpower the watch. This doesn't scream at me. This says, hey, it's luxury, it's nice, I like my gems, but I'm not screaming across the room, which is kind of what I want from a precious metal gem set watch. This one we have at 139,875, and this is, if you're looking for that type of heavy piece, if you're looking to get something very special, you've looked at the diamond pieces, you looked at, maybe some aftermarket stuff, you're ready to get into the real deal, the factory set pieces, but you want something a little bit more special, not something common, not something that you're going to walk in and see somebody else wearing. This is where you're going to go. This is a really special piece. This is the type of thing to go into. Give me a call. Let me talk to you a little bit more about it, but definitely something that you will enjoy, especially being here in Miami. It's spring break. If I had it here today, I don't know. It'd take a lot for me not to scramble what little I have to try to take it home, and because it's just a gorgeous watch. You just don't see them. I'm a big gold fan, and yeah, you just don't see pieces like this every day, and things like this is as you look in I won't get into it, like investment talk and things like that. But when you look at auctions and things like that, special pieces like this is what track, right? Because you just don't see them every day. A lot of people who bought these in the past held on to them, and they just kind of live in collections in different places in the world. So always nice to see pieces like this. They don't last very long, and you can never predict when you see something like that. So if you're looking for something really, really special to crown off your collection, definitely a piece to check out. So to see this and many, many more, make sure you check out DavidSW.com. Hit that new arrivals tab. Make sure you shoot us a message, and we'd love to say hi and talk to you. I want you to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm CQ the Watch Guy, and make sure you buy what you love.